Have you ever wanted to have a really cool healing potion for your game table? If so, this video is going to be for you. This is going to be Dungeons and Dragons crafting healing potions. Hi guys, I'm DM Dunn, and today I'm going to show you how you can craft and make your very own healing potion dice jars to put on your game table. Now this is going to be something that most people that build stuff and they sell them, they're going to tell you not to make this video. But I'm going to show you how to make something that I sell on my website. Why? Because I can. And I think you guys deserve it. So, to get going, I'm going to go ahead and show you how we're going to get this done. First thing you're going to do is if you're going to use my formula, I use these Kate Aspen jars. I'll put a link down in the description below to Amazon where you can get these for yourself. They do come with the cork lid as well, so you don't have to worry about buying the lid separately. Now, to make it easy, you can buy these in sets of a dozen, so you can get them at 12 at a time and go from there. What I also do is I want to put resin in there, and I want it to be red so that it looks like a healing potion liquid. In order to do that, I use a two-part epoxy, an A and a B. Now I use a 50-50 formula because it doesn't make any sense for me to try to figure out math with like a 1/3 and a 2/3. So I made sure I got a resin that was a 50% part A and a 50% part B. But if you want to be a math whiz and do other stuff, that's up to you. Of course, I've got bigger bottles because I do more at a time. You can get the smaller bottles for yourself. So, what is the math? So you don't have to go through all of the trials and tribulations. I will tell you that 15 milliliters of resin inside of this bottle will still leave you enough room to put 10 D4s, which I'll also give you a link to where you can get these D4s and pop them in there. And the D4s is because at the highest level of healing potion at a supreme, it's 10 D4s, and you add 20. So this will hold all 10 of those D4. So 15 milliliters is your magic number if you're going to go with this. So 15 milliliters per jar. If you're buying them by the dozen, you're going to do 12 jars. That means you need 180 milliliters. I round it up to 190 because you're going to have some of it still left in your mixing cup as well and on your stirring stick. And it's better to have a little bit more than a little bit not enough. Yeah, that's officially correct. A little not enough. And so 190 milliliters because I've got a 50-50. So 190 divided by 2 means I need 95 milliliters of A and 95 milliliters of B. Makes it easy. So, in order to mix up the resin, I got these fancy little jars that have milliliters listed right on there. And they don't have 95 milliliters, but they do have 90. The next mark is 110, which means halfway between those two black marks is 100. And then halfway down from that is going to be 95, or 1/4 of the way up from the 90 black mark. That's where you're going to put part A. You're going to want it to be red, so you get this red coloring, which is specifically made for resin. What is the formula? How much of this do you put in there? I'm going to tell you. 1 drop per 15 milliliters. So if we're doing the 190, you're going to want to put 12 drops. Why is it 12 drops? Because I did trial and error. 12 drops is going to give you a nice, beautiful, deep red, not a pink, and not a super dark burgundy that you can't see through. So 1 drop per 15 milliliters, 1 drop per jar. That's going to work for you just nice. So you get part A put into your cup. You put your 12 drops of your coloring in there. Then you're going to put your part B. And now you're filled it all the way up to the 190 millimeters mark. Then you're going to want to stir thoroughly. Not fast, but a lot. Stir it a lot until your fingers get tired, and then you stop And then you keep going and you do it again. And you go more than you think you need because it's still not enough. And then your fingers get tired and then you switch hands. And then you do it again. It's very important to get the part A, the part B, and the color thoroughly mixed for your drying and your curing to work most correctly. Most correctly. That's another correct, mostly correct way to say things. Good thing we're teaching English, aren't we? Any whoosies. So now you've got that all in there. Now how are you going to get this poured into here without making a big old mess and making sure that it's exactly 15 milliliters, because 15 milliliters is the answer we're looking for? Well, now we're going to get this fancy syringe. Don't worry, it doesn't have a metal needle and it's not sharp. This is like what you could, feed medicine to your babies and stuff like that. But it also works really good by pulling out 15 milliliters because there's milliliters right on it. And you get it where it's the 15, and then you can just drop it right into your jar. Now I like this not only because the measurement is accurate, but because it's going to be a much cleaner application. If you're trying to pour it in, you're going to get it dripping around the lip. You're also going to get it going down the sides, and you're going to have that red making a mess. Whereas you do it with this precision, you're going to have it drop right down the center, and it's going to land on the bottom. You're going to have any drips going anywhere, and it's going to look beautiful. So once that's in there, you're going to grab this super high-tech tool. I went with the fancy bendables straws because I stole it from the kitchen where the kids have their straws. And you're going to want to high-tech get these bubbles out of here, the little bubbles that are in there. We're not going to worry about all of them. If you want, you can get like a pressure pot and do all that craziness, but I don't do that. So first, don't stir too fast. And then secondly, when we breathe out, we have, what is it, carbon dioxide? Whatever the science people say, put the comments in below what it is when you breathe out and tell us what it is, because I'm a dummy and I don't know. Dioxide maybe? Carbon dioxide? Anyways, so you breathe out a little bit and that will help to pop, believe it or not, the bubbles that are on the surface. Don't blow too hard and too fast because you're going to start blowing it up to the sides, but a nice, constant, even, and that'll help get rid of some of those. And then once you have, I do them by the dozen, once you have a dozen of those done and you've blown through your straw, and you also want to make sure you don't get too much condensation in here. Every once in a while, get on a paper towel and I'll blow real hard to blow any moisture that's condensation that's building up inside there, so you don't blow water into there. But once you have 12 of them done, grab your heat gun. Don't make this mistake. Don't sit there and try to heat it up to where it's all boiling and you're thinking that's going to be better. Too much heat is not good. It messes up the resin. So just lightly go over it and go over the next ones and just go up and down your line just to try to get most of the big bubbles out of the way. Again, don't try to like heat this up thoroughly and try to get every single bubble. If you see them in there, don't freak out, but just do good enough, because too much heat, trust me, will mess up your resin, so don't do that. All right. So now once you have your resin is all done, you can wait till it's dry. It makes it easier so you can turn it sideways and stuff. Or you could do the string first and then do the resin second. Choices, right? It's up to you. So I wanted to keep the color theme, so I got this red string. And, well, how long is it? How much string do you just arm it out and chop it off? No, 22 inches. So if you've got your cutting mat, it's bigger than your 12-inch ruler. Your cutting mat, you lay it out, snip it, snip it, snip it, and you can cut, a bunch of them at a time so that you have them all ready to roll and you're ready to go. So 22 inches is your number. All right. Now, you're going to want to have a little bit of it hanging past the bottom of the jar, just like so. What is that? 3/4 of an inch? Give or take. It doesn't have to be precise, because you have enough to do what we need to do and enough to tie it and snip off. Now I'm holding my thumb up here on the neck, holding the string up to the top on purpose, because I'm going to wrap it around as I go down the string, and it'll help hold it in place. So you start at the top and you start working your way around and you're going down. Now the second time, now I can take my thumb off of it, and you'll see as this is now covering it up and holding it in place. Now I've made it foolproof at 22 inches that you can't do another loop. This will be 4 loops around the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly. Okay. Now, if you want to be precise like me, you don't have to be. How do I fold it over? How do I tie the knot? You can just tie it however you want and be cool with it, or you can be stupid like me. I have all of my dragons hanging off on the right side of the jar, which means this is going to be the front, this is going to be where the dragon is. So I take, as I'm pulling it around, the front and I go over the back and up and through, and then I tie the knot. And I'm not a sailor. I was a Marine, not a sailor, so I don't know all those fancy knots that they know. So you just do the normal, tie your shoe knot. There's once and you tie it again a second time, and pull it in really, really tight as you can get it. If you pull it strong enough, you will snap some of these. And they will literally break because you're trying to tie it tight. Don't freak out, pull it off, throw it in the trash, pull out another 22 inches and start over, okay? So now, you've got your knots in there. That's only one, you'll do 2. Then the part that was hanging down initially, you're going to put your dragon on. Look how cute that little dragon charm is. I'll put links for these as well. Don't have him facing the front. What? Face him backwards towards the back of the jar and put him in. And then tie the knot. And what's going to happen as I try to set it in my lap, and where you can see it, is when the knot is tightened, he's magically going to be facing forward. What? I don't know, but that's how it works. So now you have your those done, you're going to go ahead, grab some scissors. You're going to snip off those 2 tails, the back one and the dragon. You're still going to want to leave a little bit so that it doesn't immediately start falling apart. Another good English word, right? Use of the language. So now there's 2 more things I'm going to do. I'm going to take a lighter and I'm going to lightly go over the whole thing to burn all of those frays off, the little funky hairs that are sticking out, just to get those down nice and smooth. Then I'm going to use glue. Now, when I filmed, I would just grab the tacky glue because it was close, because I always got tacky glue, right? You're a crafter, you always got tacky glue. You could use tacky glue, but just water it down a little bit. Just get your little paintbrush, put it in some water, and just water it down. What's going to work better is the Elmer's Glue All. Not the school glue, but the glue all. And you're going to take your little, whatever paintbrush you got, a little small that's not painting models, your models and your minis with. And I like to pick it up and paint the bottom of the top knot first. Painting it, you're turning it white with the glue. You literally want that knot to be completely white and soaked. So I do the bottom, I do the top, and I make sure I get that tail, and then I do the dragon. I do both sides of the knot so that it's completely white. And as you can see, when it dries clear. And you're not gonna have to worry about that knot unfraying or coming out. It's there, and it's there for good. So now you've got that in there as well. So only a couple of things that you got left is your cork. You can just pop it on, don't do anything with it. I tried to get fancy with it. I sent this to a company that had one of those fancy lasers, and they laser cut my dragon. They laser cut my dragon onto my lid. My dragon. And so now my dragon is guarding the healing potions. And they did also put my website on the bottom. So it's hidden on the inside, dmdone.com. And so we have those in there. Then the other thing that we did is I got these labels. And so you'll be able to make your own labels. I'm not giving you, that's what I'm not giving you is, I guess, the labels. So what I was doing initially is I was just printing them on my color printer in my house. And then just gluing it on and then Mod Podging the outside so the paper was protected. But as I was trying to do these more professionally and selling these, I actually had my business partner had a great idea to try to get these professionally done for us so that they were more consistent and easier to apply. And so these are the same high grade labels like you would put on like beer bottles and stuff. And so these are like professional labels, the front and the back. Now what's nice about the back that I did is that it has all of the different levels of the healing potions. The regular healing potion, which is, and it shows you a 2d4 plus 2. Because everybody will ask you, well, how many dice do I roll and what do I add? If you put it on the label, it makes it very easy. And then the greater, which is the 4d4, and then the superior, the 8d4, and the supreme, which is the 10d4 plus 20. Now, 10d4, holy crap. So yes, if you do this formula with these measurements, 10 of these D4 are going to fit inside of there. So if you have somebody with enough money, they can find it at a shop, they can get the high level potion with the 10 D4 and the lid, and it still fits. Guys, comment, like, subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think about it. Write some comments down below if you've made yours and how much your players enjoyed them. Hey, do us a favor. If you're going to get any of these supplies, hit our Amazon affiliate link down below. It'll route you to Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help us because we routed you there. So it really does help us, and we appreciate it if you do that. If you want, you can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/dmdone. Check out the different levels and become a patron and help support us there as well. Or you could just go to dmdone.com and buy one of these and not have to worry about making them and doing all the headache of all that. And we're probably going to discount these, at least for a little while, once this video comes out. So we'll probably knock them down to like maybe like 15 bucks or something, which is pretty much like the cost of the supplies and the materials, really. So you'll get all of my labor for free. And so yes, I hand make all of these myself that I sell. And guys, until next time, have more D&D fun with DM Done.